start the meeting, sir.
Sige. Do the roll call.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Beats and Awards Committee meeting for November 17, 2022. And for our attendance for today, kindly acknowledge once your name is called for our chairperson, Captain Edgardo GDS, sir. Good morning.
Present.
Vice Chairperson, Attorney Roberto Martinez Buenaventura. Good morning, sir.
Present, good morning.
For our members, Engineer Arnold Balucating, still on leave. Engineer Arnel Borlano. Good morning, Engineer.
Good morning, present.
Um, Engineer Elmer G. Gomez. Good morning, sir.
Morning, present.
Miss Amnes Gabriel, still connecting. For our provisional member, representatives from ADMS, Engineer Lolita Hubay. Good morning, Engineer. And from the uh, ODG Strategic Planning, Miss Sofia Folmoran. Good morning, Miss Sophie. And for the back technical, also present for today's meeting, Mr. Chair, are the members, the complete members of the technical working group in the back secretariat. And please take note, we also would like to inform the committee, sir, that we sent letters of invitation to our Commission on Audit Resident Auditor, uh, PCCI, NGOEBJFI, PICE, the Internal Audit Service, PCAI, and PCAI. Um, that's all for the roll call, Mr. Chair. Considering, sir, that we have five of the seven members, Mr. Chair, we do have a quorum, sir.
All right. So we have a quorum and we now call the meeting to order. So let's proceed with our first item.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The first item in our agenda, sir, is the pre-bid conference. This is for the procurement of survey services for expansion of Vigan Airport with bid number 22-025-10 amounting to 2,533,007.
Attorney, that is what we discussed yesterday, no? Yung this is for the project, yung sa consultation, right?
Yes, this is for the survey, sir. Survey services po.
Yung kina Sophie.
Not yet, sir.
Yes,
Can you
all right.
third item pa po yan, sir, kasi inuna po
Alright,
natin yung
okay.
pre-bid conference, sir, kasi meron pong mga bidders, meron pong bidder na
All
nag-aantay,
right.
sir.
Okay. Sige, proceed.
Okay, sir. This is item 2.1. This is the procurement of survey services for the expansion of Vigan Airport, bid number 22-025-10, amounting to 2,533,755 pesos, an ADMS project, and Engineer Lolit Hubay, sir, will present on behalf of the end user, and we invited the shortlisted bidder for this project. We request from the secretariat to know to admit the prospective bidder, the shortlisted bidder. Engineer Lolit, go ahead, please.
Good morning, everyone. Let me just share my screen first.
Mr. Chair, and to the members of the committee, would like to inform, sir, that we sent a letter of invitation to the shortlisted bidder, and as of now, sir, we have no pending request for admission in the meeting room. So there is no bidder for this, sir. But we can still proceed with the pre-bidding conference as required in the GPPB, sir.
Okay.
Uh, can uh, can my presentation be seen? Thank you. Permission to proceed. Uh, this is for the pre-bidding for procurement of survey services for the expansion of Vigan Airport with bid number 22-025-10. The project background. This is the OTR downloaded project intended for the site acquisition of Vigan Airport and its planned expansion of its landside facility. Initially, ADMS has identified the area for acquisition, but it is still subject for validation by the survey services to be procured at the same time with the appraisal services. So we are procuring the services of a survey firm to identify the lots and improvements affected by the expansion of Vigan Airport, delineate its meets and bounds as indicated in the approved parcellary plan, and segregate the portions affected for land registration purposes in favor of this authority. The objective of the project is to gather data on existing property lines, areas where unwritten rights may exist, and any other evidence that make up the land net for use in conjunction with the existing land records and right-of-way requirements to determine, delineate, demarcate, monument, and map the Vigan Airport right-of-way for expansion. Second is to identify the affected lots and existing improvements such as structures, utilities, trees, and others within each affected parcel which shall be used as reference during the appraisal activities which will be the basis for payments of the right-of-way claims. And last, to identify affected lots within the right-of-way limits as defined in the approved alignment study and segregate the affected portions for the purpose of registering them in favor of this authority. So this is the initial parcellary plan as uh, done by ADMS. So this is the proposed new landside area for Vigan Airport with an access road to the highway. The project title is the Procurement of Survey Services for the Expansion of Vigan Airport, and the source of fund is from GAA CY 2018 DOTR downloaded projects. The approved budget for the contract is 2,533,755 pesos. The duration of the project is 75 calendar days, and the applicable fee for the bidding documents is 5,600 pesos inclusive of the 12% VAT. So the scope of work for the survey services, first we have the inception report, next we have the final parcellary survey report, next we have the final right-of-way survey report, and if the acquisition progresses into an expropriation proceedings and the court requires the appearance of the survey technicalities, the survey contractor should provide qualified personnel to attend court hearings and certify before the court the survey processes results, among others. The mode of procurement is public bidding, which is under consulting services, and the evaluation procedure will be quality cost-based evaluation, and this is the criteria and rating for evaluation for the highest rated bid. It is divided into two, the technical proposal and the financial proposal. So it has technical as 70%, financial proposal is 30%. And the technical proposal is further subdivided into three categories. First, we have experience and capability of the survey firm, which comprises of 28%, quality of personnel to be assigned to the project, which is 21%, and the plan of approach and methodology, which is also 21%. This is the minimum personnel requirement. So one project manager, one geodetic engineer, three engineering aid, one common laborer, one researcher, two CAD operator, one encoder or secretary, one messenger or liaison officer. And the minimum equipment required is two pairs dual frequency survey grade GNSS equipment with corresponding accessories, one total station with complete accessories, and one unit service vehicle with dedicated driver. So for ITB clause 10.1C, the minimum required experience of the proposed professional staff is for the project manager, the minimum years of experience is 10 years with a valid license. And for the geodetic engineer, he should have at least 5 years of experience with a valid license. So, as stated in the terms of reference, the contractor may opt to use other survey grade equipment such as drone among others to facilitate immediate completion of the project subject to the approval of this authority. All survey equipment shall have a current calibration certificate from appropriate government agencies and be able to perform to the accuracy appropriate to the requirements of the surveys. And also, the contract of lease agreement shall be submitted for equipment being leased. The said contract shall indicate that the said equipments will be available within the specified duration of the project. For ITV Clause 16.4, each and every page thereof shall be initialed, signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Subject submitted eligibility, technical and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form of example, page 3 of 100. Page number of last page of the document per envelope basis. Paginations should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instructions should be automatically disqualified. And for ITB Clause 17.3, each bidder shall submit technical and financial proposals of its bid. So these are the checklist of technical and financial documents. For the technical proposal, first we have the original or duly signed and accomplished technical proposal submission form, which is Form TPF1, consultants references, which is Form TPF2, comments and suggestions of consultants on the terms of reference and on data, services, and facilities to be provided by the procuring entity, which is contained in Form TPF3, description of the methodology and work plan for performing the project, Form TPF4, team composition and task, Form TPF5, format of curriculum vitae for proposed professional staff, Form TPF6. Uh, Time schedule for professional personnel under Form TPF7, activity or work schedule, which is Form TPF8, original copy of bid security in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of the notarized bid securing the declaration prescribed form in Section 7 bidding forms. And the original duly signed omnibus sworn statement, which is prescribed in the form in Section 7 bidding forms. This shall include the following documents as attachments to the omnibus sworn statement. Uh, these are the attachments: certification under oath attesting that they have no pending cases against the government, in addition to the eligibility requirements as prescribed under the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of RA 9184, legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP enforcement and legal service with respect to the non-pending case of the prospective bidders against this authority, and lastly, bid bulletins if it's applicable. These are the bid documents for financial proposal. First, we have the original of duly signed and accomplished financial proposal submission form. which is Form FPF1, or other documentary requirements under RA 9184. Second, summary of cost, Form FPF2. Breakdown of price per activity, Form FPF3. Breakdown of remuneration per activity, Form FPF4. Reimbursables per activity, Form FPF5. Miscellaneous expenses, Form FPF6. Bill of materials and cost estimates, CAAP BAC SF Annex A, Form 1. That would be all. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, considering, sir, that we do not have prospective bidders attending the pre-bid conference, sir, uh, we can now close this item, sir. But for considering, sir, that we are also uh, live on stream, sir, we'd just like to inform the bidders who is watching, sir, who's probably in the YouTube, sir, that the deadline for the submission of bids is on November 29, sir. So they still have an opportunity to send questions or clarification 10 days before the opening of the bid, sir. That's all, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. So what's next?
Uh, so we can now close this item, Mr. Chair, and proceed to agenda item 2.2. This is the pre-bid conference also for the procurement of survey services for extension and expansion of Baler Airport, bid number 22-029-10, amounting to 1,974,210 pesos. This is also an ADMS project, and for the record, we also invited the shortlisted bidder for this project, and they requested also for the link, but we have no bidders waiting online for admission. ADMS, sir, Engineer Loli Tubay will present on behalf of the end user. Go ahead, Engineer.
Okay, thank you.
I'll just share my screen first. Baler. Backsec, can my presentation be seen? Permission to proceed. Pre-bidding for the procurement of survey services for the extension and expansion of Baler Airport with bid number 22-027-10. Uh, it is also a DOTR downloaded project, which is for the site acquisition of Baler Airport's planned expansion of landside facilities and extension of runway. So we have ADMS has identified the area for acquisition but is still subject for validation by the survey services to be procured with the appraisal services. So the engagement of a survey firm is necessary to identify the lots and improvements affected by the extension and expansion of Baler Airport, delineate its meets and bounds as indicated in the approved parcel plan, and segregate the portions affected for land registration purposes in favor of this authority. So the project objectives is more or less the same earlier, to gather data on existing property lines, areas where unwritten rights may exist, and other evidence that makes up the land net for use in conjunction with the existing land records and right-of-way requirements to determine, delineate, demarcate, monument, and map the Baler Airport right-of-way for extension and expansion. To identify the affected lots and existing improvements such as structures, utilities, trees, among others, within each affected parcel, which shall be used for reference during the appraisal activities, and the result of the appraisal activities will be the basis for payment of the right-of-way claims. to identify affected lots within right-of-way limits as defined in the approved alignment study and segregate the affected portions for the purpose of registering them in favor of this authority. So this is the initial parcellary plan. This is the area for the proposed landside expansion, and this is for the extension of the runway. The project title is Procurement of Survey Services for the Extension and Expansion of Baler Airport, which is under the GAACY 2017, which is a DOTR downloaded project. The approved budget for the contract is 1,974,210 pesos. The duration for the project is 45 calendar days, and the applicable fee for the bidding documents is 5,600 pesos, which is inclusive of the 12% VAT. These are the minimum personnel requirement. One project manager, one geodetic engineer, two engineering aid, one common laborer, one researcher, two CAD operator, one encoder secretary, and one messenger or liaison officer. And the minimum equipment required is are two pairs or four units dual frequency survey grade GNSS equipment with corresponding accessories. One unit total station with complete accessories and one unit service vehicle with dedicated driver. For IPB Clause 10.1C, the minimum required experience of proposed professional staff is 10 years for the project manager with a valid license and 5 years for the geodetic engineer with a valid license. The terms of reference, so the contractor may opt to use other survey grade equipment such as drone among others to facilitate immediate completion of the project, but it is still subject for approval of this authority. All survey equipment should have a current calibration certificate from appropriate government agencies and be able to perform to the accuracy appropriate to the requirements of the surveys. And last, the contract of lease agreement shall be submitted for equipment being leased. The said contract shall indicate that the said equipment will be available within the specified duration of the project. And these are the scope of work required a final parcellary survey report, a final right-of-way survey report, and if the acquisition progresses into expropriation proceedings, court appearance of a survey technical personnel should be provided to attend court hearings and certify before the court the survey process results, among others. The mode of procurement for this project is public bidding under consulting services, and the evaluation procedure will be quality cost-based evaluation. The criteria and ratings for the evaluation of the highest rated bid is divided into technical and financial, with technical comprising of 70% and financial the rest of the 30%. The technical criteria is further subdivided into three. We have the experience and capability of the survey firm, which is 28%, quality of personnel to be assigned to the project, 21%, plan of approach and methodology, which is also 21%. So for IPD Clause 16.4, each and every page of the bid documents thereof shall be uh, initialed signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form of example page 3 of 100, page number of last page of the document per envelope basis. Pagination shall be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope, and bids not complying with the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. So for ITB Clause 17.3, each bidder shall submit one original of the technical and financial proposals of its bids. So these are the checklist of technical and financial documents. For the technical proposal, First, the original of duly signed and accomplished technical proposal submission form, which is Form TPF1, consultants' references, Form TPF2, comments and suggestions of consultants on the terms of reference and on data, services, and facilities to be provided by the procuring entity, Form TPF3, description of the methodology and work plan for performing the project, Form TPF4, team composition and task, Form PPF5, format of curriculum vitae for proposed professional staff, Form PPF6, time schedule for professional personnel, Form PPF7, activity or work schedule, Form PPF8, original copy of bid security in the form of surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of the notarized bid securing declaration prescribed form in sections 7 bidding forms. And the original duly signed omnibus form statement, which is in the prescribed form in section 7 bidding forms, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder, and this shall include all the following documents as attached to the omnibus form statement. So first, we have the certification under oath attesting that they have no pending case against the government in addition to the eligibility requirements as prescribed under the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of RA 9184, legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP enforcement and legal service with respect to the non-pending case of the prospective bidders against this authority, and bid bulletins if applicable. So for the financial proposal, these are the checklist. Original of duly signed and accomplished financial proposal submission form, Form FPF1, or other documentary requirements under RA 9184. Summary of cost, Form FPF2, breakdown of price per activity, Form FPF3, breakdown of remuneration per activity, Form FPF4, reimbursables per activity, Form FPF5, miscellaneous expenses, Form FPF6, bill of materials and cost estimates, CAAP BAC SF, Annex A, Form 1. And that would be all. Thank you.
Um, Mr. Chair, again, we would like to inform our shortlisted bidder that the submission of bids, the deadline for the submission of bids is on November 29, and also the opening of bids will be on the same date. At the same time, they can submit their written questions or clarifications on or before 10 calendar days before the opening or deadline of submission of bids. That's all, Mr. Chair. So, with that, Mr. Chair, we can close item 2.2, sir, considering that we do not have any uh, leaders for now. Um, Permission to proceed, sir.
Okay, proceed to the next item.
So, the next item, also the pre-bid conference for the procurement of survey services for expansion. Sorry, procurement services for the expansion of Virac Airport, bid number 22-030,
Huh?
030 for -10, amounting to 2,575,755 pesos at ADMS project. Um, Also, sir, for records purposes, we send the letters to the shortlisted bidder, and they acknowledge our letter invitation for this. ADMS will present Engineer Lolly Ubay, sir. Go ahead, Engineer.
Good morning again. Is my presentation visible, Backsec? Okay, thank you. Permission to proceed. So, the pre-bidding of procurement on survey services for the expansion of Virac Airport with bid number 22-025-10. The project background, it is a DOTR downloaded project intended for the site acquisition of Virac Airport's planned street width correction from 100 meters to 150 meters to comply with the minimum street width requirements for airports under Code 4C. So ADMS has initially identified the areas subject for acquisition, but it is still subject for validation by the survey services to be procured at the same time with appraisal services. And engagement of the survey firm is necessary to identify the lots and improvements affected by the expansion of the Rock Airport, delineate its meets and bounds as indicated in the approved parcellary plan, and segregate the portions affected for land registration purposes in favor of this authority. The project objectives to gather data on existing property lines, areas where unwritten rights may exist, and any other evidence that make up the land net for use in conjunction with existing land records and right-of-way requirements to determine, delineate, demarcate, monument, and map the Virac Airport's right-of-way for expansion. To identify the affected lots and existing improvements such as structures, utilities, trees, among others, within each affected parcel which shall be used as reference during the appraisal activities which will be the basis for the payment of right-of-way claims. And last, to identify affected lots within right-of-way limits as defined in approved alignment study and segregate the affected portions for the purpose of registering them in favor of this authority. So the one colored in green are the areas subject for acquisition for the expansion. The project title is the procurement of survey services for the expansion of Virac Airport, and the source of fund is the GAACY 2016, which is a DOTR downloaded project. The approved budget for the contract is 2,575,755 pesos. The duration for the project is 75 calendar days, and the applicable fee for the bidding documents is 5,600 pesos, which is inclusive of the 12% VAT. The minimum personnel requirement for this project, we have one project manager, one geodetic engineer, three engineering aide, one common laborer, one researcher, two CAD operator, one encoder secretary, and one messenger liaison officer. The minimum equipment requirement, two pairs or four units dual frequency survey grade GNSS equipment with corresponding accessories, one unit total station with complete accessories, and one unit service vehicle with a dedicated driver. For ITB Clause 10.1C, the minimum required experience of proposed professional staff is for 10 years for the project manager with a valid license and 5 years for the genetic engineer with a valid license. The contractor may opt to use other survey grade equipment such as drone among others to facilitate immediate completion of the project subject to approval of the authority. And all survey equipment shall have a current calibration certificate from appropriate government agencies and be able to perform to the accuracy appropriate to the requirements of the surveys. A contract of lease shall be submitted for equipment being leased. The said contract shall indicate that the said equipments will be available within the specified duration of the project. The scope of work, the survey firm will have to submit first an inception report, and if they have finalized the parcellary survey, they will have to submit the final parcellary survey report, and if they have the final listings and plans for the right of way for each parcel, they will have to submit the final right of way survey report. And if the acquisition progresses into expropriation proceedings, necessary court appearance of a surveying professional should be provided to attend court hearings and certify before the court the survey process results, among others. The mode of procurement for this project is public bidding under consulting services, and the evaluation procedure will be quality, cost-based evaluation, and the criteria and ratings for evaluation of the highest rated bid is divided into technical and financial, with technical comprising of 70% and financial 30%. Technical criteria is further subdivided into three: experience and capability of the survey firm, which is 28%, quality of personnel to be assigned to the project, which is 21%, and the plan of approach and methodology, which is also 21%. For ITB Clause 16.4, each and every page of the bidding documents thereof shall be initialed, signed by the duly authorized representatives of the bidder. Submitted eligibility, technical, and financial documents shall be properly marked with index tabs and must be sequentially paginated in accurate order in the form of example page 3 of 100. Page number of last page of the document per envelope basis. Pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instructions shall be automatically disqualified. For ITB Clause 17.3, each bidder shall submit one original of the technical and financial proposals of its bid. Here are the checklists for the technical and financial documents. For the technical proposal, the original of duly signed and accomplished technical proposal submission form TPF1, consultant's references, Form TPF2, comments and suggestions of consultant on the terms of reference and on data services and facilities to be provided by the procuring entity, Form TPF3, description of the methodology and work plan for performing the project, Form TPF4, team composition and task, Form TPF5, format of curriculum vitae for proposed professional staff, Form TPF6, time schedule for professional personnel, Form TPF7, activity or work schedule, Form TPF8, original copy of bid security in the form of surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of the notarized bid securing declaration prescribed form in Section 7 bidding forms. Original duly signed omnibus sworn statement prescribed form in Section 7 bidding forms, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. This shall include all the following documents as attachment to the omnibus sworn statement. First, certification under oath attesting that they have no pending case against the government, in addition to the eligibility requirements as prescribed under the 2016 revised implementing rules and regulations of RA 9184, legal clearance to be issued by the CAAP enforcement and legal service with respect to the non-pending case of the prospective bidders against this authority, and lastly, bid bulletins if it is applicable. For the financial proposal, first we have the original or duly signed and accomplished financial proposal submission form, Form FPF1, or other documentary requirements under RA 9184. Summary of cost, Form FPF2, breakdown of price per activity, Form FPF3, breakdown of remuneration per activity, Form FPF4, reimbursables per activity, Form FPF5, miscellaneous expenses, Form FPF6, bill of materials and cost estimates, CAAP, BAC, SF, Annex A, Form 1. That would be all.
Hindi ko
Mr. Chair, sir, we would like to acknowledge our bidder, sir. We have a bidder here from Samika Surveying. Samika Surveying, please. Good morning. Kindly introduce yourself and the company you represent, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Sir,
Uh, I'm in.
nagfi-feedback po kayo. If you are using two devices, kindly turn off na lang po yung, kindly mute or lower down
Okay
the
po.
volume of the other device po.
Hello,
Yes, sir, we can now hear you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
ma'am. Uh, yes po, wait lang po. Hello, yes.
Yes, sir, we can now hear
Oh.
you loud and clear, sir. Sir, for records purposes, can you introduce your name? Kindly introduce yourself and the company you represent, please.
I'm Engineer Bienvenido A. Cacachun Jr., representing BAC Surveying and Typing Services.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chair, we
Yeah.
have now the representative of BAC Surveying Services, and Mr. Chair, we are now the technical working group as well as the end user are now ready to accept questions or clarifications from our shortlisted bidder, sir.
All right. Can you please, Mr. Leader, can you please turn on your video so we can see you?
Mr. Samika, Samika Surveying, please. Sir, kindly turn on your video po.
Anyway, he might be having some technical difficulty. So just proceed with the questioning if there is any question.
Sir, may question po ba kayo, sir, sa presentation?
Hindi ba sa tuloy? Sophie lang.
Samika, back surveying.
BAC Surveying po, BAC Surveying.
Yes po, sir. May question po kayo, sir, or may clarification po kayo sa presentation or sa bid
Yes.
documents po for this project? Mr. Chair, I think the representative of the AC Surveying, the shortlisted bidder for this project, has difficulty in or has is experiencing technical problems or in his connection. But anyway, sir, we would like to inform the shortlisted bidder, sir, that he can write the back secretary, the back officer, his clarifications or questions in relation to this project, the two other projects, sir.
All right, that is noted.
Kita ko sa video.
And we also would like to inform, sir, that the opening and submission of bids for this project is on November 29. So for the BAC, just take note of the deadline of submission of bids. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sir,
Alright.
we can now close this item, sir.
Okay. So we'll proceed with the last item. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
The last
Okay. The last item will be for the customer satisfaction survey, correct?
That's correct, sir.
All right. So with that, I would like to just inform the group that I have invited Ms. Mian Liamson to join us in the discussion. All right. So are we ready?
Yes, Mr. Chair. This project is the continuation of the discussion